the sound and everything is working okay or not. We have the sound, not sure. Have to keep talking non-stop to do a proper sound check. Bum, 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 bum. 1 2 1 2 testing. Yep. Right now we definitely have it, because it's pretty annoying as well. My own voice, can't listen to it. Okay, let's jump straight into it. Right, so we're still on the EEG spectrum review. This is the old thing. This is the current Python application that obviously won't run. To actually run the Python code. Sure, it takes quite a bit of time to start. That's okay for now. Right, so there's a couple of things. And yes, let's so I'm not using GPT correctly, because I'm bombarding it with stuff. Should be more gentle with it, because I'm reaching there. Because apparently OpenAI don't like when their server is overworked. Well, same here. I don't like my server overworked as well. Let's see. It currently actually is working hard, so I'm pretty sure it's also the face detector thing. Can actually monitor. Yeah, Python's using about 6% CPU, and OBS only 2.7. So let's close that. And close everything we do not need. I'll touch on something here later on this. Well, how about we actually do it now? There's this blog by Google that is suggesting that you can record essentially PPG. I don't know why they call it APG. Right, audio. And yes, on the chart here, it looks a lot like PPG. But I highly doubt you can actually do it. So if anyone can explain to me how this would work. Well, obviously, if Google said it's working, it's obviously does. Well, I mean, at least you can't ignore it. And here they explain how it actually works, but there is no blood pressure in the eardrum, is there? Okay, so this is vibrating with sound, so they're bombarding the eardrum with some sort of noise. And looking at what's bouncing back, how do you get anything blood circulation measurement out of it? Yes, you had more than 80 years of PPG development. There are 4 or 5 PPG locations that work. Others just don't seem to work quite well, and we tried recording PPG pretty much anywhere. So this real PPG, I mean, if it looks like that noisy, that's probably so you could possibly get something out of it. The other thing that is my understanding with this, normally you don't get this dichrotic notch in it, which is a problem because if you don't have it, you're essentially recording only blood pressure, not systolic, diastolic, or any other ECG parameters. So that could be a problem. So I have to say how they actually do it. Apparently there's a paper. Some Google Scholar. Let's just have the whole. Yeah, it's hard to get full papers sometime. Right, so this paper. Why do I have a feeling? I know it's pretty new. So this suggests that you can get a better PPG, APG, whatever, better signal from earbuds as opposed to a pulse, a medical grade pulse oximetry device, finger clip. I doubt it. Yeah, I wish could get some data from both simultaneously and compare the two. Apparently they say you don't need any hardware, you just use the noise cancelling feature of the earbud. Have they actually tested it? Where are those measurements just a model, or is it from a human recording? I suspect. Well, I mean, they look noisy at best anyway, so they don't look anything like what they suggest over here. That indicates a better signal than what you get from a standard PPG recording device. But yeah, that would be interesting. Where's the method section with the they're suggesting that we're recording it from patients, are they? Can we popple that into ChatGPT? It's pretty dense. IPG mixing, analysis. Well, anyway, this supposedly an actual APG measurement, so someone is measuring it on themselves, but you can obviously notice that, yeah, there's no dichrotic notch. It doesn't look like a quality PPG or whatever, APG, auditory PPG, essentially, whatever they call it. Yeah, I've seen something similar before. There's supposed dichrotic notch in that example. So they're doing some processing on it to measure the final, which is signal reflects both heart rate and blah blah. And that's looks a bit reversed as well, but that's okay because it's the timing between peaks and the dichrotic notch that is important. So they are doing some heavy processing on it, or it's cherry picking good waveforms. And I don't even understand how it works to begin with. But yeah, worth looking again at. Look at that paper sometime later. So let's jump back to EEG. So we have this 16 channels of EEG recording. There's an actual seizure coming up on this recording. So you can see that the theta, alpha, beta are pretty low. So say beta is around 400. As we increase the number of seconds, the seizure should be coming through. And we get the ratio between delta and theta going up, because there's more high frequency components. Oop. So this obviously doesn't work well. Getting an error for this. So essentially this scroll, I meant to scroll through the whole file, but it's exceeding the file length. Oh, sorry, the file is really long, but we're only loading a small portion. Just so we don't, just so it works quickly enough, because we're not downsampling. It's the whole thing is sampled at 400 hertz. Yeah, but we'll need to fix a few things. Hopefully, with this interface, how the data is loaded, how it's displayed, so on and so forth. There's quite a few problems. So there's an option to display the whole spectrum there in purple over here, or remove it. So I think default will be removed. Playback doesn't work. I mean, it doesn't even look like a button to begin with. I couldn't even realize it's the button. Obviously, playback speed, the speed doesn't do anything. Linear works. Okay, how do you? Yeah, so that's the linear scale. And then you can change it to logarithmic. So you can see more detail, because most of the frequency are lower frequency range. Changing between channels works okay. So that's actually the seizure there. As you can see it on the different channels. So okay, so how do we want to load it into ChatGPT? So we have the HTML, the the JavaScript, and the style sheet. Okay, let's start with a HTML, then front end, then back end. Do style at the end. It's actually using project a color scheme, which is a good thing. But sometimes it kind of forgets about it when it's making any changes. So I have to just make sure it remembers to use it. And most importantly, we have this prompts. So that's what we started with, those prompts. Yeah, so we have the input output, we have the file structure, and yeah, we had a problem with the filter order being too high. So we default reduced it. I think it has to be, well, below 5 or 4. It will be too sharp, become unstable. Oops. A raw signal chart is showing signals. That's okay. Make sure the chart has time as the x-axis. It's actually is time. We just this is a very long file. And yeah, we're moving through the file, and it is displaying 60 seconds in it. There are questions that it could be also instead of the relative time in the file, it could just show the 10 seconds, so 1 to 10 on the x-axis. Probably can make it switchable between relative time. A window size is working okay. So we're loading, we actually loading 100 seconds of data. This only lets us display a maximum of 60 seconds, so that should be fine. But then this scroller, make sure it's updating the charts, that's okay. So this scroller update, regenerate the whole code, blah blah. Right, so we start with more prompts over here. Make sure the file scroller. Let's actually check it. So file scroll bar. Yeah, why is it maximum of so the file scroller maximum value is the length. It shouldn't be of the file, of the loaded of the data. Just say data. Right. Right. So let's pop in so I know those prompts are super long. we don't need to generate this, we're just using it for reference. And then we go with the JavaScript. We have done this before, it should be okay. But yes, we are very likely to hit the 50 prompts per 3-hour limit fairly quickly. Yeah, we can stop generating that. We'll deal with the style CSS later. How about we put this as the right, just need to make sure it's actually giving us a relevant stuff. Okay. Pretty sure we already have it. Can use duration to load in seconds. Put the current site link. Is this what should be replacing? What we're doing now will be replacing this Spectrum 16 channel. Put the link in the chat as well. This should be self-sustained site, so all the information and everything should be on this one. Like duration to load, variable to determine the maximum variable to follow. Here's blah blah. Send the duration to load in the Flask. In the input range, set the file scroll to max value. So this will be essentially 100. Does that make sense though? Def. Okay, let's see in Python. Return render template. Max value to load, duration to load in seconds. Duration to load, render template, index. That sounds legit. Then in HTML we need to the maximum value here. It can be replaced by max value. Surely this is not enough. Ah, no, it is okay. Okay, let's see if that works. Right, it does work. Okay, so we're loading 10 seconds worth of data and check. So if we loaded 60, right, so this is scrolling through the whole seizure. So for example, if you loaded 30 seconds, yeah, this is scrolling through seizure, and I do get an error, like an edge error for when I scroll to the very end. But that's kind of okay because the interface still working fine. Um, So that's working much better. Linear log works okay. Frequencies, sorry, whole spectrum. Yeah, this is confusing. This needs to be the other thing is that we can do that we haven't actually tried before is just popping this interface into a ChatGPT image thingy and just asking to improve the interface, the HTML. So we can do this, paste the page, how the front panel can be improved. Something went wrong. Regenerate. Improving the user UI. Consistent spacing and alignment. Use drop downs. Yeah, I don't particularly like drop downs. I like this scroll bars. Scrollers. They're pretty nice. Color palette. Are you suggesting to use a project color scheme for the charts? That's a very good suggestion. You are amazing. Keyboard shortcuts. A playback speed. Okay, so the interactive graphs, like what? Legibility access might be confusing to some users. Consider formatting them more straightforward messages. The axis, just pop it into another window. No, wait, let me pop it back because then I forget that it's in another window. Let's do prompts in here. Pum, 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 pum. So couple of things. The chart labels are already there. Remove are repeated twice. HTML and chat title. Leave the chat, the labels in the chat. Let's start with this quickly. Should be an easy fix. Yeah, no, as in generate the code or regenerate the code. Yeah, tooltips could be nice. I think after uploading the image, yeah, it went into some sort of architect mode, so it's not writing code anymore. Okay, let's do a few more prompts and then try and regenerate the code. Because also, so normally the way I do it is I have all those copies of both the Python, HTML, JavaScript. Now that it's working, I can remove them. We will start again. Oops. Just copy paste those for a sec, just as we're not getting mixed up. Right. Chat margin. How to update the code. Remove redundant HTML so we can raw signal, time domain, and frequency spectrum. Yeah, we can comment those out for a sec because we already have them in the that didn't happen. Oops. You're doing it in the copy, not the actual HTML. Right, this is kind of better. So we have the scroller working. Yeah, it's giving an error when getting to the edge there. It's also funny enough not getting to the edges at all, but it's okay. So I have a seizure in this file. Yeah, so you can see the ratio during seizure, the ratio between delta theta is increasing a lot. Yeah, I have to kind of look at it case by case. Yes, this is seizure onset, and this is where the seizure starts. And this is where it ends. So it's actually a good bit to test for. Yeah, I don't like this control. I can't hit that button. And why? Just keep it to 10 seconds. It's kind of default. Yes, you can see the ratio between delta and higher frequency components, and during seizure the ratio increases. Well, not always, but tend to increase. I just have to make sure we remember that the amplitude is scaling there. So this is plus minus 400, whereas the baseline is plus minus 100. But that kind of, we get this error when we get to the end. And Control Shift C, let's pop it in there. So when scroll is at the end, we get this error. Margin. Yeah, I'll deal with the style CSS later. Speed it when scroll. What's more important is when playback doesn't work. So let's trick ChatGPT a bit. We'll just ask it how it get this is by the way from Copilot. Get the current value, add 1 to the current value, set the file scroll to new value, update the chart. Well, does it work? Let's ask ChatGPT. I think Copilot is making too many assumptions. Oh, crap. Um, is it actually how it works, or is it how it's supposed to work? Is this in the where is it in the code? There isn't clear implementation. Yes, we would like a guidance on how to implement the play button functionality. So in HTML we should have the button already, because I can see it on the screen. Or is it just called play button? Okay, I have to change it because that ID is super important. No, we don't need a pause button. And now in JavaScript, what just happened? I don't know why it doesn't remember the previous code. Can JavaScript. How is 1000 is 1 second if we have 400 as sampling rate? That's weird. We have this code already. Now we need this start playback. Button. Yeah, increment seconds by 1. Should already have the fetch and update. Start playback. What? Fetch the data. So where's the current? Current soup. Current second. Let is playing false. Why is update interval 1000? How is it 1 second? How often to update the data? Update interval. Okay, sorry. And that's in milliseconds. Set timeout. Start playback. Fetch data. +1, that's okay. Call start playback again after update. Set timeout, start playback, update interval. That's correct. Now in fetch and update chart. Do we have it already? No. So how many functions do we have? Fetch data and render, start playback. Can we format document? Why can't you just do it in fetch and update chart? Where is second coming from? Where is it being called? Current second, right? Yeah, why do I have a feeling I will be getting errors? If play and pause is too complicated, I might get rid of it for now. Wait, fetch. So why fetch and render cannot have second as an input? It's a bit of a mystery. Bum, 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 bum. This is similar to what you do when you scroll, but automated update your chart with a new data. So have you finished with this? No. Why is it loading forever? It keeps coming up with error messages for way too often. No, what is it doing? Is it complete code? Yeah, I have to start troubleshooting as well. GPT4 is ridiculously slow. Yeah, we'll probably hide play and speed for now and make the scroller wider. and GPT4 giving us grief. We got 5 minutes left. It knows what I'm using, but it's assuming Chart.js. Actually not using Chart.js. Right, so returning response JSON. This obviously would not work. Anyway, we hide the playback for now. Can fix this scroll. It's an edge problem when we get to the end of this segment. We get an error. Okay, so we can get that index. This is in our Python code. They get that fs start index, end index. If start index is out of bounds, we'll clamp the index if it needs the data length. Should be the max. It remains the same. You should check for edge conditions. Yes, it's giving an error, but why? Not just correct for it. If that doesn't climb the index, if it exists at the other length, it doesn't make sense. I have a feeling Copilot could do better job. This segment, so now I'm getting this when at the edge. Yeah, I was sending the error. This way, if there's an error, the user will be informed about it. Can decide how to handle situations such as resetting the scroll position. How about we just don't yeah, we should just get there to begin with. Regenerate this. Yeah, don't like that. Yeah, I think it should be okay. I'm getting that error on the server side, but for the user, it actually looks fine. Yeah, whole spectrum works okay. Channel selection works fine. Seconds work okay. Right, detrending is sent as the signal around 0. That seemed to work fine as well. A filter order actually can be a bit higher. Probably should be limited at 5 instead of 10. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. It's will be giving me an yeah, might just limit filter order a max Let's make it 4. Yeah, it works a bit better. Whole spectrum is turned off by default. You can turn it on if you want. The x-axis for the frequency spectrum is logarithmic by default. You can turn it into linear if you want to. And play doesn't work, so we might actually hide it for now. Okay, that's unusual. I'm not getting any errors. What's up? Why is it not working? Takes some time to load, which is a whole other problem. Play button is not defined. Well, that's okay because I removed it. JavaScript 82. JavaScript 100. Yes, I removed play speed as well. Right, now it's actually running. And this scroll. This scroll should be wider. We don't need a border. We'll make this scroller. As it steps of 10. maybe it's okay, especially if how to make wider. We have this scroller in here. And no. That be that ID. Actually called file scroller bar. Oops. Right. So that's what it should be called. So that's working. Okay. Only took an hour, but should be able to. Okay. Yeah, we need to look how to actually publish it. I forgot because we haven't published a tool in a while. Last time was this. Feature extraction. It's called ECG feature extract. This one. So we need to we need requirements file. Well, we don't have to have it, but just good for a reference. Yeah, I don't know why it's not generating one specifically for. It's gonna be right. Getting folder. Right. Oh, this crazy. Okay, this is all you need to run Biomedical. Not much at all. And pretty sure half of it I'm not actually using, or more than half. To check it another time. Sorry for that. We do need, however, requirements, prompts, info, prompts. Yeah, just this. I didn't realize it would be that much. It's crazy. Where is it again? What? I thought I'm just using. I'm not actually using Ginger. I'm using Flask. Oh. Yeah, use Pillow a bit, Plotly, yes, Pandas. Yes, NeuroKit. Yes, that's the one we use for ECG. Yeah, for this tool here, we used it quite a bit. Actually, well, yeah. I mean, yeah, we generated code on top of it, but yeah, there is that. Our ones I only vaguely remember. Spy ICU. Can swear some of them I see for the first time. Was something just installed by default? Yeah, I have to check. Anyway, there should be one specific for each project. So for example, yeah, this one here will only be using Flask, NumPy, NeuroKit, Matplotlib, and Pandas. Yeah, so there should be. So I was expecting GPT to write a specific one for those files, because it should have the can you for this project it should be, yeah, that's right, SciPy, NumPy, Flask, OS, and Pandas. Am I using Flask 2.0? Because my previous application has 1.1. And no, I don't have virtual environment, because the whole server, so I'm installing everything globally. So that's quite unusual, actually. Yeah, Flask. All the files are on the site, so everything in my project is being deployed. So when I deploy it, everything is copied to the site, which we will be deploying this current application in a bit. It will appear in here, and all the files are on bionicals.com. So yeah, where's deployment? Yeah, so when I deploy or everything in this project, just the whole Biomedical project is being copied across to the side. So let's just do it properly. We also need to generate this my app, my for the project, not generic one. I'll just copy this two for now. They're just in the main folder. Yeah, requirements, no surprised. Pandas is the same, not using matplotlib, no NeuroKit. NumPy is the same. Yeah, Flask is a bit of a concern. It's quite a major version difference. But there's, oops. But as long as it's working, it's fine. Now, yeah, we need this my app WSGI for the Flask application to work. Yeah, all the files are there. All the files, everything you see here, all the Python, everything is on the page in some shape and form. So for example, this video that I'm using for labeling my face and hands would be, because there's no Flask application to it. I did try to turn it, but it's hard because you need a GPU to run on your server. So in theory, if you go Biomedical / that folder, you will see all the files, all the Python, everything. Yeah. I mean, this specific link will be unlisted. So if you're watching my streams, you will know about it. But yes, it's all on the website. There was just no, yeah, I might have another like blog or something about it, because it's hard to turn this into a web application because it's using quite a bit of GPU power. So I can't run anything on the client side in your browser. It's too heavy. In theory, there are ways of doing it, but so this file, my app WSGI, it's a bit of a, okay, so it should look like that. That's all commented out. Yeah, for Flask to work, there's quite a bit of, well, you need to yeah, so I'll also say this tool will be deploy the Flask, so I'll be deploying this one hopefully later today. I'll see how I go. And well, I guess you need to run the Flask server for doing this. Have to remember how I did it last time. How do I add another application? Need to open in a second, should actually have all the, to add the Flask app, go to, so this is where it's located on my server. Let's try doing it now. Obviously I need a password because the server is super secure. Not really. If you manage to hack into it, let me know how you did it. But also, again, as I said, everything is in the public domain anyway, so there's no need for you to try hacking it anyway. Apache config test keeps asking me for the password like a zillion of times. Okay, so the syntax is okay. This is what it looks like, because I have a bunch of web apps on it already, and I need to add a new one. And I forgot how to do it. Hopefully ChatGPT is here to help. And this file is a separate thing that we need to sort out. So this file, a project home, so that's the same. Why do I need an it's just odd. I don't think I need to do it. Where's the from app import? Yes, so the Flask app is named app, which is handy because I don't need to change anything. Now the folder is called something else. What is it called? Instead of ECG feature, it's called IEG Spectrum 16 Gen. Need to change it here as well and there, even though this bit is commented out anyway, and the application is called app. There are no stupid questions. With Python and Flask, you make the apps, and like it converts everything to JavaScript or something, so it runs on client side. So no, the answer to that is no. There is stuff running. So out of these applications, from memory, so say speech rate and volume analysis, this one, I'm pretty sure it all runs on the client side. So for this one, you could literally go and fetch everything you need from the browser. Yeah, in your sources, yeah, this script.js is pretty much a running. No, this one's no, that one. I don't know why this. Ah, yeah, I know why. The second JS is for this. This color is wrong. I'll fix it later. But yeah, this first JS is for the actual application. So this is all running on client side. Therefore, if something doesn't work, because people kept complaining, oh, I'm using this weird browser on my Apple iPhone or whatever. Yeah, just throw your iPhone out the window. It doesn't work, so I can't do anything about it because this application will only work on Chromium based browsers, and it says so in the description. So Microsoft Edge, Chrome, Opera, yeah, nothing Apple. No, whatever the browser is called, it just would not work. Firefox will also, I think, not work. I'm not sure. Maybe it will. I haven't checked. But anyway, so this is all on browser happening on the client side, whereas say this ECG spectrum thing this is sending stuff to my server using Flask. So no, Flask doesn't convert everything into JavaScript. No. So some parts, so there's a big part running. So all the display rendering and everything is running on the client side. ECG feature extractor, CSS, static. That just adds the Google Ads. Right, so the Plotly, yeah, so this JavaScript file is what's plotting the charts, but the data is coming from the server. Yeah, and this is done by Flask. But in theory, if you go ECG, a feature extractor, if you go, so say, open this another page and type in app py. Oop. App py. That's weird. Okay, I have to check. Anyway, the files should be all there, but yes, in this case, the Python is sending. So for your full-fledged Flask application, you need your backend, which is the Python code. What you see on screen is your HTML. In this case, it's also using scripts from jQuery, which does the query to the backend, and Plotly, that's plotting on client side. But in this case, yeah, the calculation so all these peaks is found on the server side. Yeah, sorry, I need to understand it myself. but bottom line, you need your app py, your for the backend, you need your HTML that does jQuery. Somewhere, no, the jQuery are done in JavaScript. So those are the queries to the backend. Yes, so you will have that file is what you are accessing. The data is sitting on no, so in this case there's no data. Some other files actually have data as well. Yes, so say this one here. Unfortunately, it takes some time to load. Still loading. That's actually the same data that I'm processing now. Yeah, this data file actually sits on the server. And in theory, you should be having access to it as well, if you know the link, if you know the URL. I mean, this file is in the public domain. It's on ieg.org if interested to get, to fetch all the data. You can do it. I think it's using MATLAB though, and no, they have a Python code as well to fetch data from it. But back to and this one is essentially the same one, but you select only one channel instead of viewing all 16 channels. Yeah, so now when I do this, all the information is going through the browser onto the server. So we'll have the so if I do a lot of stuff in here. No, I mean that this data is already loaded, but if I reload this page, especially with Control F5, just clearing cache, yeah, it's running Python on my end. Yeah, which does all the back end stuff. Yeah, and sorry for the ads. Need to recoup some of the electricity cost. And thank you for asking many questions. And there are no stupid questions, because now that I'll be trying to publish another Flask application, I'll probably stuff it up again, because I don't remember how I did it last time. Feature extractor, but we definitely need to. So we sorted out this file. Now this file should be called from there. Pa, 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 pa. So we have how many configuration? Yeah, we have 7 Flask applications running. So the image compress. Yes, this one does stuff on the server as well, but this is much lighter. But yeah, all the images and everything are on the server. We have IEG2, which would be, yeah, that one that I showed before, that is loading forever, so I have to actually improve on it. We have the coherence. Right, I forgot about this one. So it shows you cross coherence between two AEG channels. I don't know why this is weird like that. You can see by the ads that Google is giving me, you can tell what websites I'm browsing. I'm actually looking to print a t-shirt with Bionic Chaos on it. But it can get quite expensive, so I might give it a rest for now. Anyway, so we have this one, the cross coherence. We have the ECG generator, Flask application, ECG signal generator. By the way, the ads are now delayed by like 10 seconds, so they won't appear straight away. So hopefully, I want even to delay it further, like 20, 30, whatever, 60 seconds, that's fine. Because I do want you to use the file. So this signal ECG gen, yeah, another Flask application. Again, the data is coming from the server, and some of the processing will be on the client side, some on the server side. Don't exactly remember. I'm pretty sure all the data here is generated on the server and then obviously plotted on the client side. And now we have the feature extractor. Yeah, that's the last one we had, and now we'll have this new one. So yeah, the ads keep popping up, so we need to copy this bit. So don't know why it's all messed up like that. Because it doesn't fit this screen. And it's hard to edit this thing, so yeah, I'll just leave it. And we have another one. This is the Flask. No, this is the server configuration. This is the website configuration. But this needs to refer to the Flask application. So this one is called that. I need to change the name everywhere. There should be no mention of ECG feature extractor. I don't know why this one does it have to be all in non-capital letters. I don't know. Let's assume not. So I'm giving this 2 threads on my server. It's just default a directory. I need to change directory. We see a WSGI application group global required all granted directory. So it has a static directory, because on the website all the static pages, they go into CDN, so they load faster. And I haven't deployed it yet. I have to deploy it first. I didn't copy the files across to the to where the website is. Right, so there should be no mention of ECG and the REES. Spectrum. I don't know why I need to mention it so many times. But there's that. And the previous one is this. We, fingers crossed, we saved that. We need to double check that the Apache configuration config test password syntax. Okay. What else do we need to do? Change that. Should not mention any ECG. Let's double check. We can save that. And there's one thing. So this is still loading the old file, the HTML for which is in this other folder. Yeah, we need to deploy. We need to go also. So I'll have to do it on another screen because there's some sensitive info. I need to log in Cloudflare and put this in development mode so that the changes I make actually take effect. And by the way, my Cloudflare says I had like almost 3,000 unique visitors to the site in the last 30 days. But I bet you, I don't know what percentage of it is bots, but it's super high. I can do a whole, because now I have enough data, I can do a whole data analysis on just, how many bots using your site. I actually don't know what the number is. So the site is still running. This page is the old page, and hopefully after we deploy, the site should still work. Fingers crossed. It's not a given, by the way. We change something in here. Yeah, we must have. So we have the deployment. And what the bots are doing on the server, I don't know. They just click around the website and they keep searching for everything. So they go like bionichaos.com/ credit card / I don't know, / personal details. Obviously none of it exists, but so they always get a 404, and after about a bunch of 404s they go elsewhere. But yeah, there's a lot of that. I mean, and some of the bots, because if I disable bots, then Google has an Edge, Microsoft bots stop working as well, because those are crawling, the crawler bots that I need for the page to appear in searches and stuff. And yes, if I now even go to the GPT4 browse with Bing, and I type in bionic chaos, it's actually giving legit information, whereas before it would make stuff up. So I don't know if it's now crawling my site or it's already crawled it, so it's taking the information from, you know, its own database. I don't know what it does, but where did we? Right. Yeah, it's an open source project aimed at democracy. So it actually gives you correct reference. I don't know why it decided to take it off the YouTube channel instead of the actual website. So obviously it likes YouTube better than a website. It's taking stuff of my LinkedIn. Again, and it's mentioning the website as well. So yeah, I don't want to read it again, but it's mostly accurate. It's pretty accurate these days. And again, I don't know if it crawling the site at the moment. I can actually probably check, or is it already crawled it in the past and just providing information it already has. That's only GPT4. That's right, because when I go a 3.5, it doesn't have any of these options, and 4 gives me a browse with Bing advanced data analysis, which used to be the code interpreter, because that's the one where I can actually load files into. So yeah, I'll try it again. Yeah, the plugins, I used some of them. Some of them are not too bad. I actually use this codulator that will link a GPT to your Visual Studio Code. But yeah, it wasn't great. And yeah, Scholar AI is pretty good. Yeah, obviously you have the most famous DALL-E, if I can say. In GPT prompt a DALL-E prompt to summarize or an image, a diagram summary of the project. I don't have to spell correctly, it understands. I don't think it understood. Wait. Generate a DALL-E prompt for a diagram image that image summary of the project. Prompt: create comprehensive diagram that encapsulates the essence of Bionic Chaos project, illustrate the project's open source initiative focusing blah blah blah. Initially highlight the web-based tools, signal, ECG synthetic signal generator, include depictions of electroencephalogram and electrocardiogram, PPG, chaotic. Biomedical label each section clearly and provide brief description alongside each component. So it will stuff up the labels, pretty sure. So if we go DALL-E, this, yeah, DALL-E 3, pop this in, it should. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it will mess up the, it's always messing up the text. And it's taking a while to work. While it's doing that, let's deploy the site and restart the Apache server. This might take some time as well. Okay, so the site is still up and running. Let me check with Control F5. Clear cache, see if it's still loading. Yeah, it generated this image for me, which was pretty impressive. I don't know, it generated that prompt itself, so I don't mind. It should probably be even more complex. Surprisingly, I know, yeah, the text is messed up. Yeah, all the text. Yeah. Is that what I'm supposedly doing? I wish I had a setup like that. Well, I used to have a similar setup like this, but, well, not quite. I can have a virtual setup like that. PPG. Yeah, it's messing up some of the text. That's meant to be chaos, is it? Yeah, don't do any biology, any DNA stuff. Yes, there's brain. I don't know what that is. Yeah, it's just making up stuff. But, I mean, it's not bad. It's definitely better than anything I could ever come up with. Yeah, it's pretty good. The drawings. Oh, yeah. Check out the legs. Can you see something odd? Isn't it? Yeah, they have five legs all up. Or it could be bionic legs. So would you get another leg? Yeah, sometimes you get like 6, 7 fingers, things like that. That's why normally it's trying not to show you the hands. But it's much better. Yes, that's the prompt. It's always mixing DNA helixes into my stuff, which I don't do. Okay, this page, right. Okay, so this page is live and getting errors. Bum, 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 bum. And I know why. Because in production, I have to change some of the folder names. I was hoping GPT can do this stuff for me so I don't have to do it myself. Um, um, so we can say no DNA, more ECG and EEG, more brains and hearts. So it will keep generating. It takes forever. And I need to change something on the server for this application to work. I was hoping GPT to sort this all out for me. So it yeah, I had this problem before, so I know what it is. Yeah, it should look the same. Should we do it now or later? Well, thank you for the questions. They're really good. Still generating stuff. It's meant to be an Apple computer. I assume that's the chaos bit. Yeah, I have lots of brains. Exactly like requested. So the screen is behind. Why they're sitting in that? The keyboard is meant to be on the floor, but then it's over the legs. Yeah, configure. Yeah, the worst bit is yeah, those could be actually usable if the text was correct. But yeah, it's always stuffing up the text. It's actually better to know why the screen is facing the viewer's way, but there's some sort of syringe in the back, and that's not nice. Well, his heart is torn or something. Yeah, but it's pretty decent. Yeah, this one just looks more like a circle, and here it's more like an apple. The forbidden fruit. But yeah, why they're sitting that way? What's the description? The first stage highlights the biomedical engineer and software developer collaborating. Are they collaborating? Okay, that's what they're doing. Rich ECG, web-based tools, blind binary codes, clear labels. Yeah. It is definitely not clear. Human organs. Fix. No, you normally just ask, like I tried it before, what does the text say? I cannot read, I can only generate. Okay. No, you can read, but there's another different tool, a tool for that. Okay, can we clear this? Clear console. Just do it once. Oops, what did? It's my development thing. So I get this in production. I get this error in production, a local, what's called? This one works well, but I get this error in production. Oh, it's something with the folders and things. Local developable environment and production environment. Yeah, I need to get this error before I forgot about it. Pretty sure I'm not using the gun G unicorn thing. Check the server routes. Yeah, to do it from the Flask application. And the text is incorrect. Course, no, there's no course issue. Environment specific configuration. It is possible to have configuration apply only to specific environments, development versus production. Double check to ensure the necessary configuration. Yeah, we did this in the past from memory. In Java, so that's the previous application. In JavaScript, fetch, no. So in Python code. No, this is the current one. Wait, feature extraction. Right, this one. Set the proper check if we are on production. So we need this code. Yeah. You want to describe the text? I see. How about you just fix? You can't. It won't be able to fix the text. Yeah. I can only ask to regenerate the images without text labels. I'll add them myself. Let it run. Yes, we will check if So the code snippet checks if the web application is running local development environment or in production server. The application running production, school approach, yeah, whatever. How do I apply it? I wanted to generate the code for me, but it will stuff it up as well. Because then this need to be called what name? No. Sorry. The endpoint. Yeah, you call endpoint as URL. Okay, I might just continue next time. Hopefully the tool will be up and running. Right, generated more images. I'll see you next time.